Hello, it is Monday, December 19th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Monday puzzle today, so it should be a relatively approachable themed puzzle, and it'll be the first themed puzzle of the week, I suppose, because yesterday was surprisingly a themeless Sunday puzzle, but today it will not be a themeless. So this, well, I assume it won't be. I guess we'll find out. I assume this will be a non-themeless puzzle, and this non-themeless edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Victoria Rojishka, Kathleen Quinn, Quotidia File, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Shellmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support in sustaining this channel. And if you'd like to join their ranks as a benefactor and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve or in a link in the description field underneath the video. And by following that same link, of course, you can become a patron at any tier of the campaign and get access to all of the bonus videos. So thank you to everybody who has become a patron for any contribution level. I do very much appreciate it. It keeps this channel going. And do also subscribe to the channel. That helps as well. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server in a link in the description field as well. So all of that said, thanks to anybody who's done any of those things, let's get on with today's crossword. As noted, it is a Monday, presumably themed crossword constructed by Jennifer Nutt, who's constructed a handful of puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving. With it. I mean, that's probably hip. You're with it, you're hip. And beanies and bonnets are examples of hats. Something in an office that's not PC. Sorry, I seem to have a somewhat scratchy throat today. An iMac, I suppose, is an example of a computer that's not a PC. It's a Mac, rather. A sink attachment. What does that mean? A pipe? Within could be amid a crowd, maybe, for instance. And built-in lag time to allow bleeping during a live broadcast. That's a tape delay. And it looks like that's highlighting 38 down. So what's that? Oh. Something that can be wrapped using the starts of 17, 24, 40, 51, and 64 across. Right, so it looks like we're going to have some kind of gift wrapping theme, perhaps. I mean, we have tape. So what can you wrap with tape? I mean, it might just be gift, actually. Let's put that in and see if it works with the acrosses. Chimp's cousin could be an orangutan. 7 on a grandfather clock is VII in Roman numerals. And to massage deeply is, well, I'm not sure. A small piano is a spinet piano. It's a type of upright piano. Okay, so this is looking pretty good with gift, actually. What is this? Cairo's River, the Nile, of course. There we go. And Stratford's River, that's a nice little couplet. Stratford's River is Avon. Stratford upon Avon, the birthplace, I guess, of Shakespeare. Boy, that was bizarre. I just could not bring his name to mind. Okay. To massage deeply. Is it Rolf? It sort of sounds familiar. I'm not 100% certain. What about this one? Subway patrons. Oh, riders of the subway. The subway system, metro system. So a nuisance is if you're a pill, you're a nuisance, a person. Oh, but it could be pain as well, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure which. Okay, what else can we do? Smudge is a blot, maybe, of ink. And part of a swimmer's side stroke. I'm not sure. What about this? Landscape, e.g. a scene. Okay, so sink attachment was indeed a pipe after all. And more tightly packed is denser. There we go. Empire State Building style for short. Oh, Deco, as in Art Deco, the design and architectural style. Okay, yes, Captain. Could be I on a ship. Aye, aye, Captain. And Rolls-Royce is a make of luxury automobile. Mrs. Blank, year-round North Pole resident, Mrs. Claus, of course, married to Santa Claus, and soar is fly something. This doesn't really look correct. Curving, no, it's not fly. Curving flight paths are arcs, there we go. And yellow ingredient left out of some omelets. I guess you could have an egg white omelet and you'd leave the yolk out. So soar is sky, I don't know. What about this? Shiny item of fishing tackle. Could be lure. Fishing lure. So this looks like scissor. Part of a swimmer's side stroke. Oh, scissor. Right. I don't know. That has something to do with swimming, but I can't think of the rest of the term. Sorry about that. So to soar is to sky. Rome? I don't know. Victorian era, 1837 to 1901. There we go. And part of a Superman costume is... Oh, maybe it's cape and this is something else. Oh, right, it could be. Because if this were cape, the smudge could be a spot, maybe. So scissor... I still can't see it. That's so frustrating. Goof off, and what is this? Jackson 5 hit with the line easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC. What a great song. And dodos could be asses, maybe? Not sharp as pencil or a knife would be blunt. And big maker of calculators and digital watches. What is it? Casio? Is that it? Why is this eluding me? I think it's Casio. Goof off is... a slacker. A goof off is a slacker. And some Japanese cuisine could be sushi. Giant computer of the 1940s. ENIAC was an enormous early computer. And bird on many a birth announcement could be the stork, which is said to deliver the babies. Okay, so scorch is char. You could char something, scorch it. Oh, scissors kick. Right, it's scissors with an S. No wonder I was having trouble with that. Scissors kick. Okay, part of a swimmer's side stroke. So the gift wrapping involves tape, scissors, and then some other things we'll find. Get over it is... What's gotten into you, you might ask? Oh, move on. Get over it. Move on. There we go. Roman love god is... not Eros, but who's the Roman one? I mean, I want to say amor because it just means love, but I'm not certain. What about this? Timbuktu's country is Mali, and predictive sign is an omen? Okay, this does look like amor. Like a canceled check is void. You'll see that on a canceled check sometimes. Hawaiian garland is a lei, the flower garland, and Delhi's land is India, of course. So Roseanne of Roseanne Barr, is that spelled this way? Is there an H? No, that doesn't look right at all. I think you spell her name this way. So good vantage point at an opera house or stadium, a box seat. If you had an expensive seat, it could be a box seat. So, oh, skyrocket, soar. Why was that so tough? I don't know why. But just, yes, of course. The figures metaphorically skyrocketed, they soared. So unspeakably awful is extra bad. I don't think that's right at all. Doesn't fit. Boatwood, teak is wood. I don't think I necessarily knew specifically it was common in boats, but seems reasonable enough. Hungry as a bear, you might be. And consumes as eats. Organization is an association, ASSN, yeah, that looks right. Wetlands critter with snapping jaws, a crocodile. Oh, execrable is unspeakably awful, there we go. So, Baseball Hall of Famer Mel Ott. This is one of those things I really only know because I've encountered it in the crossword a number of times. So, Mel Ott is just one of those names that you'll get to learn from doing enough New York Times crossword. There's also an Orr, who I think is a hockey player, maybe? Ought and or. It took me some time to remember the difference between them. I hope I've remembered correctly, actually. Let's find out. Like a puppy who's learned where to go. Oh. Some trained. What do you call that? Oh, I don't know. That's annoying. I can't think. Can't think what it is. Drifting platform for polar wildlife. Oh, an ice floe. Polar bears, you'll sometimes see them on ice floes. And Minnesota's St. Olaf College, that is familiar. Crew is a posse, maybe? Prime bird watching spots for indoor cats. Sills, windowsills, I guess? That seems plausible enough. And nation in Polynesia would be Samoa. It's a Polynesian nation, so instrument often used as the J in a jazz club sign. Oh, the saxophone. That's funny. That's true. You do see that. English county at one end of the Thames is Essex, which abuts London here. And pen name e.g. is an alias. Coconut trees are palms, palm trees, and then paper trained. Okay, fair enough. That sounds familiar now that I see it, but didn't jump straight to it. So run blank of, conflict with, run askew of, run now, what is this? Run afoul of? That sounds right. He ran afoul of me, that sounds correct. 27th U.S. President and 10th Chief Justice, Taft. Was Taft the only president to become Chief Justice? I think possibly. Blank all a dream. It was all a dream. And Archer's arrow launcher is a bow something. Hawaiian party is a luau, and a lei might be there. That was in the puzzle somewhere. Here it was. You might be given one. Will there be anything else, you might ask? And to seek damages legally is to sue. What is this? Boast? Yeah, I don't know. A nuisance. Oh, pest. It was neither of the two ideas I had. Oh, bowstring. Oh, okay. More straightforward than I was thinking. So to intuit something is to sense it, to have some intuition around it. And backlash blues singer, the great Nina Simone. To give someone the cold shoulder is to snub them, and things usually sold by the dozen. Eggs are generally sold by the dozen, so let's just look at the crosses as we finish this off. If you're cozy, you're snug, and washboard muscles informally are your abs. So there we go. A nice, simple Monday puzzle, and indeed it was themed around gift wrapping, appropriately enough, given the week. And so our gift can be wrapped using tape, scissors, a box, paper, and a bow. And there we go. So not, this was one of those themes where you don't need to understand the theme to solve it, because even in the case of gift, which is our revealer that sort of explains what's going on in the grid, you could simply you could clue this with something that can be wrapped. That in itself is sufficient to answer gift. But of course, in this case, we're tying the whole theme into it. And there we have it, a nice gentle Monday puzzle to kick off the solving week by Jennifer Nutt, so thank you to her. And I will also take a few moments. Sorry about my voice. I know this is probably not the most pleasant thing. I don't know what's going on. This wasn't like this earlier today. So, but I am going to subject you to it for a few more moments while I read some comments on clues from yesterday's puzzle. So, Ben Ward points out that the joint in joint accounts for the answer police reports may be referring to prison, aka the joint. That's a very good point, and I suspect you are correct, so thank you for that. Zio R95 corrects my incorrect memory around Darth Sidious. Zio R95 says, Darth Sidious is the Sith name of Emperor Sheev Palpatine and appears in episodes 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and somehow in episode 9. The quote is, somehow Palpatine has returned. Is it Palpatine or Palpatine? Palpatine, I think. And so that's all the explanation we get. And so appears in all three trilogies. Yep, I just didn't, that escaped me entirely. And I think I misremembered Darth Sidious as maybe being the robot enemy. I don't know. But in any case, sorry about that. I got that completely wrong. So thank you for the correction. Sam, aka Frisco17, points out that Iko is pronounced with a long I. I think I sort of suspected maybe it was, but I wasn't sure, and then I think I landed on Eco, which was incorrect, so thank you, Sam, for that. Nix Hicks points out that carpet beetles, which I was sort of thinking maybe was an answer in yesterday's puzzle, but was not. But they do in fact exist. The varied carpet beetle is a 3 millimeter long beetle belonging to the family Dermestidae. They are a common species, often considered a pest of domestic houses, and particularly natural history museums, where the larvae can damage various types of collections. Wow, that's interesting. What a specific problem. And finally, from the F and Crow, turf toe is an injury caused by hyperextension of the joint at the base of the big toe. Artificial turf tends to get laid over concrete or other rather inflexible surfaces, thus the injury tending to occur on artificial turf far more than on more flexible natural dirt and grass fields. Interesting. Thank you for that. It was definitely more specific context than I was able to infer. So there we go. Those are some clues from yesterday's puzzle and some context and corrections around them. Hope you enjoyed today's puzzle and today's video. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, for the Tuesday puzzle. I hope my voice is in better order by then. We'll just have to see. But until so, I hope you join me. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Monday. Take care.